Good evening, everybody, and welcome to your class this evening. It's lovely you could all make it. Let's just become aware of our natural breath. Feeling the flow of your breath in your nostrils. The touch and temperature of the breath. Giving yourself permission to be here in the room, in the present moment, letting go of the busyness of your day. Feeling the very beginning of the breath as it flows into the nostrils. And then feel the air flowing around, swirling around in your sinuses, moving down into your throat and windpipe and out into each of your lungs. Feeling the warmth of the breath flowing back from the lungs as you exhale. Feel its pathway coming all the way back to finish at the tip of the nostrils. If you haven't already got your hands resting onto your belly, please take them there. Heels of the hands on your floating ribs, fingers towards the center of the body. And as you continue to breathe, start to really expand into the diaphragmatic breath. So taking the breath down into the low part of the lungs and feeling your diaphragm moving and expanding down into the belly as it rises, and also expands the whole way around, not only the front but also the sides and back. And then feel everything release and relax as you slowly exhale. So our awareness is with the breath at the low lobes and in the diaphragmatic area. Notice and count the length of your inhale and the length of your exhale. Ideally, we'd like them to be either even or for the exhale to be a little bit longer. So if your breath count is even on the inhale and the exhale, make the exhale 1 or 2 counts longer. If your inhale is longer than your exhale, just let them become even with the length of the inhale. Focus on the diaphragmatic breath. Maybe just try to expand into, well, not expand, but flare out your nostrils slightly as you inhale. Just notice what that feels like and whether maybe you feel like you can get a little bit more breath in with the same amount of time, the same length of inhale. And then allow your exhale to be nice and slow, either the same length or a bit longer than your inhale. And as we continue with the breath, going to start to notice the spaces in between. Space at the top of the inhale before you exhale. And space at the bottom of the exhale before you start your inhale. Awareness of, are you still with your breath, or has your mind wandered off? Bring it back, holding your awareness with your breath for the next 3 full breaths. And then start to let your head ease from side to side. Giving your fingers and toes a bit of a wriggle. Have a stretch and yawn if you feel like you need to. And then bring your knees up over your body, give them a hug. Let your legs rock slightly from side to side. And then removing the bolsters and blankets, give your bolster a little push down towards the end. Coming to semi-supine position. Right, so let's inhale. And as we exhale, we'll bring our right thigh over the body. Stretch the left leg along the floor. As you inhale, compress your right thigh into your body. And then on the exhale, swap the legs, taking the left over the body, stretching the right along the floor. Compress on the inhale and swap on the exhale. So we'll do this twice more for each side. Once you finish with the left side for the second time, bring both knees up over your body, giving them a hug. Have a little rock from side to side, letting your knees circle. And then go back the other way with the knees. Come to the middle and then stretch your arms and legs up into the air. Stretch out through your fingers and toes and your face. And then curl the toes over and the hands over and squeeze up through the face. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, curl them over. And then start to have a little shake. So shaking through the feet and the hands. And then get a bit more into the wrists and the ankles, move it down into the knees and elbows, shoulders and hips, wriggling, letting your head kind of join in as it wriggles from side to side. Shake in a different way. Let your legs go out wide and your arms come towards the middle and then swap them over, arms out wide, legs to the middle. Do that a few times, in and out. And then come to the middle, give the knees a hug. Inhale. On the exhale, lifting the pelvic floor, chin to the chest, forehead to the knees, snuggle up into a little ball. And then release the weight of the head down. Let's take the left foot to the floor, holding on behind your right thigh. Bring the knee up over the hip and then circle your ankle. Reverse. Relax the ankle and then start to circle from the knee. So it's like you're drawing circles on the front wall with your foot. Try and let the circles come from your knee and not your ankle. Reverse. And then relax the foot towards the buttocks. Inhale, compress your right thigh into the body. Extend through the heel and stretch your leg up into the air. Inhale, bend, compress the right thigh into the body. And exhale, stretch your leg up. Now you're going to draw circles on the ceiling. Go back the other way. Come back to the middle. And stretch your leg up, straight up into the air, weighted leg resting into the hip. If you'd like to, you can slide your left foot along the floor, extending through both heels. So the right leg stretched up into the air, left leg along the floor. And then bend your knee, taking the right foot onto the left knee, your right arm out at 90 degrees to the body and the left hand to the outside of your right knee. Inhale. And as you exhale, take the knee over to the left, head turning to the right. Keep your right shoulder on the floor. Feeling that spiral along the spine and the opening of the right side of the body. And then inhale, release back to the center. Come to semi-supine. Readjust yourself so that your shoulders and hips feel evenly balanced. And then bring your left thigh over the body, holding on behind the thigh. Let the knee be above the hip. Circle your ankle. And reverse. Relax your ankle and now circles from the knee, drawing on the front wall. And reverse. And then relax the foot to the buttocks. Inhale, compress the left thigh to the body. Extend through the heel. Exhale, stretch it up. Once more, inhale, compress the thigh in. And exhale, stretch the leg into the air. And now we're drawing on the ceiling, circles on the ceiling. Lubricating into the hip joint. And then reverse. Coming to the center. Leg stretches up, extend through the heel. Inhale. And as you exhale, slide your right leg along the floor if you choose to. So we're extending through both heels. And then release. Bend the left knee, place the foot on top of your right knee. Take the left arm out to the side at 90 degrees, palm up, right hand to the outside of your left knee. Inhale. And as you exhale, the knee moves over to the right, head turns to the left. Long, slow breaths. And then release, coming back to the center, into semi-supine and adjusting so that the shoulders and hips are even. Taking the arms out somewhere between 45 and 90 degrees to your body. We're going to start with smaller movements as we begin rocking the legs from side to side. So maybe 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock for a couple of rounds, and then you could go out to 2 and 10. Let your head gently ease in the opposite direction to your knees. And then come back to the middle. Bring both knees up over the body, let them widen. Slide your hands down the inside of your lower legs and hold on to the ball of the feet, of each feet, right foot, right hand, or your big toes. Now keep your thighs in towards your rib cage and your knees bent, and then lift your feet up toward the ceiling for happy baby pose. That's it. And then have a little rock from side to side. And then come back to the middle, bend the knees, take the soles of the feet together and see if you can reach your hands over the top of your feet to the outside edge of your foot. If you can't, just hold on to your ankles or wherever it is that suits you. Draw them in towards your body and have another little rock from side to side. Then come back to the middle. Release the feet, bring the knees back together over the body and take them to the floor one by one. Please remove your head supports. So we're going to do some flowing bridges. You want to have a nice long neck, and the bolster, if we've got bolsters right behind us, so you've got a bolster right behind your head, you might want to just move it. Yep, that's all right. Okay, so neck's lengthened. Take your arms alongside the body with the palms down. Reach and see if you can just tickle the back of your heels with either your index or middle finger. So that'll be the right distance away from your buttocks. And we want our feet to be about hip distance apart. So Stella, you can have your feet just a little bit wider. Yeah. Cool. All right, looking good. Let's take the heels of our hands to the frontal hip bones. And the middle fingers go towards the pubic bone. Inhale. And as we exhale, we'll flatten the back, draw the navel in towards the spine and lift the pelvic floor gently. On your inhale, let your tailbone ease away and create some space under the lower back. Really expand into the belly with your breath. On the exhale, flatten the back, draw the navel in and up, lift the pelvic floor. Inhale, tailbone easing away, create that extra space and breathe into the belly. And as you exhale, release the back to the floor and take your arms down by your sides, palms down. Hold here as you inhale. And on the exhale, start to peel your spine off of the mat. Tailbone first, and then slowly lifting up through the spine, one vertebra at a time. So the hips are lifted and you come up into a bridge with a nice long neck. Inhale at the top. And then as you exhale, start to let your spine slowly flow back down to the mat. Drawing in gently through the navel as your lower back comes down. And on the inhale, let your tailbone ease away, expand into the belly and create that extra space under your lower back. Exhale, flatten the back, lift the pelvic floor and peel the spine off of the mat, one vertebra at a time. Up we come to the bridge. Inhale at the top. And then exhale, flow down through the spine like releasing a string of pearls, one by one. And inhale at the end, sees the tailbone move away and the belly expand. And then exhale, flatten, peel the spine off of the mat. And this time I'm going to stay in the bridge pose. So now that you're here, a gentle tightening of the buttocks muscles. Feel into your feet, the Australian power points plugged in, ball of big toe, ball of little toe, centre of the heel. That your knees are nice and strong and stable. They're not splaying out or pushing in towards each other. And then bring your awareness to your pelvic floor. Just a gentle lift of the pelvic floor on your exhale. On your next exhale, then release your spine down one vertebra at a time, feeling the beautiful length in your spine as you come down. And then slide your feet away one by one. Sounds like we need to do another yawn. Have a stretch and a yawn if you need to. All right, and then bend your knees and let's come up to a seated position. Take your cushions. Let's have a seat on the cushion. How are we all feeling? Great. I actually felt kind of tired before I got here, and I'm feeling quite marvellous right now, really. So I hope that you all are too. And if not yet, by the end of the class. Okay, so let's take the soles of the feet together and have a little flutter with the knees, sitting up nice and tall, lengthening up through the spine. And then bring the knees in. Take your feet out just to where they feel comfortable. Put your hands behind and let your legs rock from side to side. So your bottom will probably come off the cushion. We'll sort that out in a moment. Okay, come back to the middle. Sit back onto your cushion. And let's widen the legs. So everyone has a different width that feels comfortable. You don't want to push it so it feels like you've got to use a lot of effort to be there, but also you want to sort of feel just slight stretch in the inner thigh. So you can do what you like with your hands right now. Let's point our toes away and then bring them back. Do this a few times. And then circle your ankles. Go back the other way. Gently bring your toes back towards your knees. And if you feel like you kind of have to go like this and you sink into your belly, then make sure that you're sitting on the front of your cushion so your pelvis can kind of drop down and you feel like you can keep length in your spine. And then we'll inhale our arms up, turn towards the right leg, and as we exhale, we're going to hinge forward. So try and lead with your chest and then take your hands down to your leg. When you're ready to inhale, lift back up and come to the center. Turn to the left and then exhale, lead with the chest and then bring the hands down. So we'll continue with this and you can do it in your own time. You really want to try and bring your whole body forward. Now, some of you will touch your foot, others will just be touching your knee. It doesn't really matter. If we just continue to do this for a little while, our hamstrings will start to hopefully loosen up a little. So you can close your eyes if you wanted to. Just really try not to squish down into your belly, that you're taking it all the way out, as far out your thigh as you can as you do this. And we're going to keep going for a few more. So now as you do it, you can let your chin drop towards your chest as well. Once you get your hands down, then let your chin drop also. So you lead with your chest, you stretch out and then drop the head. Inhale, come up. We're going to finish on the left side. So whenever you do the left side next is when you will finish. Just float your arms. Beautiful. So you might choose to keep your legs here because they're feeling quite comfortable as they are. You could cross your legs if you wanted to, or bring the soles of your feet together. Let's bring our hands to our heart center. Inhale, interlace your fingers and widen your elbows. Exhale, press your palms forward, chin towards the chest and round out between the shoulder blades. Inhale, lift up and turn your palms back and bring them back towards your heart. And as you exhale, bring the palms together, stretch your knuckles forward and let your chin come towards your chest and keep on pushing forward. You're hinging from your hips again. And then inhale, sit up nice and tall and hinge back. Inhale, come up. Turn your palms forward. Take them up to the ceiling. And then exhale, release them in a nice big circle. Interlace your hands behind. Roll your shoulders back as you inhale, push your knuckles down, open your chest. And then exhale, release in a nice big circle, bring the palms together into your heart center. Interlace your fingers the other way, so the other index finger is forward. All right, inhale, widen. Exhale, press the palms forward, chin to the chest, round out between the shoulder blades. Inhale, lengthen your spine, turn your palms towards your chest. And then chin to the chest, press the knuckles forward and keep on hinging forward. Really stretch your fingers forward as if I've got your knuckles and I'm pulling you towards the front of the room. And then inhale, come up tall. And exhale, lean back. Inhale, come up. And then exhale, release your arms in a nice big circle. Hold on behind, so you're going to interlace them a different way. Roll your shoulders back, press your knuckles down as you inhale. And then exhale, nice big circle. Palms together to your heart center. This time it'll be similar. I might just do a demonstration, it'll be the easiest thing to do. So we're going to inhale and turn, and then exhale and stretch to the opposite fingers towards the opposite toes. Now, when you do this, it doesn't matter if you're up tall. You want to try and have your waist sort of moving over your thigh and not coming forward like this. So you're better off being up tall and then stretching over rather than coming forward. See how that goes for explanation. Okay, so we'll just take it nice and slow. Let's bring out both our arms up as we inhale. So bring your right hand to your left thigh. Turn your chest towards your left thigh. Just breathe however you want to breathe, actually. Then stretch up through your fingers and then stretch your left fingers over towards your right toes. That's it. That looks good. All right, let's inhale, come up. My arms come up. Change them over. Left hand to the right thigh, turn your chest towards your right thigh, then inhale, stretch the fingers to the sky, and exhale, stretching over to the left toes. Now, if you're really flexible, you might be able to hold on to your toes. If you were a ballerina in a previous life, unlike myself, inhale, come up, both arms up. We'll change hands. All right, so stretch up, chest towards the left thigh, and then the fingers come towards the right toes. Inhale, come up with both arms. Left arm to the right thigh, stretch up, chest to the right toes, and then we come over towards the left. And inhale, come up. Nicely done. All right, so let's bend our knees, come over onto the hands and knees. Actually, if everyone could either sit back onto their feet for a moment or come up onto your knees. I'd just like to give a demonstration. I can't remember if we did this last week. So I'll explain it and demonstrate it. So we'll be starting off by stretching the opposite arm and leg out. We'll do that for a little bit, trying to keep things evenly balanced. Then we'll bring our nose towards our knee. And what you're going to be doing is putting the pads and the ball of the foot on the floor in line with your knee. So the big toe will be in line with your knee. Your hands will be on the floor And then you'll let your body weight come onto your thigh, and then you'll sort of just sink down into it, and you get a stretch into the calf muscle. It's kind of hard to explain, really, but this is what it's got to look like. Okay, so that's where we'll get to. Did we do that last week?
Yeah,
No.
I didn't go that far. We did just the
Yeah, okay. So we'll take it a little further. Here we go. So onto the hands and knees. We'll start with some cat breaths. So let's lengthen the spine, shoulders away from your ears. And then inhale, let your tailbone ease back and up, front of the body becoming like a hammock. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chin. And then exhale, tuck your tailbone under, round out through the spine, one vertebrae at a time, and bring your chin to the chest. Just do this twice more in your own rhythm, closing your eyes and feeling into each vertebrae. And once you've finished your next exhale, return to neutral spine. So really pressing into the pads of the fingers and the knuckles. Let's take the left leg back parallel to the floor with the toes pointed to the floor, and stretch your right arm out in front if you wish to. Try and have your shoulders and your hips pretty even to the floor, so you're drawing in through your navel. Take your right hand to the floor and then round out the spine, bring the nose and the knee towards each other. This is where you're going to place your toes and the ball of the foot down, and then get your body touching your thigh, and then sit down into your heel. But you're kind of pushing over your thigh and down into your heel at the same time.
Is your heel flat on the floor?
Well, if you've got a very flexible Achilles tendon, then it may be, but it's highly unlikely. But some people could potentially get to that. Can you feel it in here?
It's just above my head. So
Yeah, that's it. Okay, let's come forward. Place the knee down. And then we need to take the right leg back and stretch your left arm out in front. Shoulders and hips evenly balanced, belly drawing in. Then bring your hands down, round out through the spine, nose towards the knee, toe pads down, ball of the foot down, belly onto the thigh, and then the weight comes in onto the knee and down into your heel. And then release, come forward. Knees down, move back into a child's pose, taking your hips over your heels, letting your head come to the floor. You want this to be relaxing, so you can do what it is that you need to do with your hands to make it nice and relaxed. Maybe you have them under your forehead. And then let's come up. So we'll tuck our toes under, bring our hands towards the knees, lift your knees, bring your hands towards your feet. And then lift your bottom, let your heels come down, bring your elbows onto your knees. Let the arms hang, chin drops, bend your knees more deeply, tuck your tailbone under and then start to stack your spine one vertebra at a time to come up to standing. All right, give everything a little shake. Okay, so let's take our feet wider than shoulder distance apart, maybe almost as wide as your mat, maybe not quite. And then we shall take our left hand, palm down in front of the hairline, right hand just below the belly button, palm up. Let your shoulders relax down and let your upper elbow kind of lift up. Inhale. And then exhale, let your body slide across to the right as if it's sliding against a wall, and then really lift up through that elbow. Inhale, come to the middle and let your arms circle nice and wide to swap. And then exhale, slide to the left. Inhale, circling. Exhale, slide across. Inhale, come up, nice, big, slow arms. And then exhale to the left. Inhale, come up, let your arms move out to the sides. Bring your fingers to touch your shoulders, and then take them out. Again, inhale. And exhale. Turn your palms down. Point your fingers to the floor. And then inhale, point your fingers to the ceiling. Press out through the heels of your hands. And then point them down. Up. Heels pressing away. Both heels, hands and feet heels. Toes, not the toes, it's the fingers that come down. And then bring them up. Fine. Let's circle the wrists out here. Go back the other way. Let your arms be out to the side. Relax your shoulders. Now roll your shoulders like this. You can let your hands come onto your hips if you need to. Go back the other way. Turn your palms up. Inhale, bring the arms up. And then exhale, let your arms fly down and just touch your thighs. All right, so we're going to do some wood chopper breaths. I'll just give you a demo and then we'll all do it together. So we're going to interlace our hands. Just watch. You inhale and come up. Make sure your knees are nice and bent. Then you're going to breathe out through your mouth and swing down. And then you'll bend your knees, bring your arms up in line with your ears, press into your feet and lift yourself up. So as you go down, just let all the breath come out. Gets rid of the stale air in your lungs. I used to work at a health retreat many years ago, and we used to do this every morning. Wood chopper breaths. And you can sort of get a bit noisy if you want to. All right, so let's go. Inhale. Bend your knees and go. Kind of swing at the bottom, bend the knees more deeply, bring your arms up in line with your ears, press into your feet, come up. Nice big breath in and let's go again. Bend your knees, arms come up and we'll lengthen up standing. Last one, make it a good one. And then let your arms hang and hang down here. Bring your hands onto your knees And then let your spine come up parallel with the floor. Keep your knees slightly bent, and then it's like a cat breath. So you're going to inhale, ease your tailbone back, let the front of the body come forward and lift your head. And then round out through the spine as you exhale, tucking the tailbone under, bringing the chin to the chest. Same again, inhale, tailbone easing back, front of the body coming forward. And then exhale, round out. Bend your knees more deeply so that thighs may become parallel with the floor. Lift up your head and then press into your feet. Come up to standing. Excellent. Okay, so we can take our feet a little bit wider. Go along the left edge of the mat. Yep. Okay, so try and have the outsides of your feet parallel with the width of your mat. See how that goes. Bring your arms up so your body's like a star. Actually, no, turn your feet out slightly so they're comfortable. Let your shoulders relax down. Inhale. And as you exhale, lift your pelvic floor and then bend your knees and bend your elbows, pressing the elbows back. Inhale, straighten your legs, straighten your arms back into the star. Exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows, press the elbows back, lift the pelvic floor, draw your belly in, stay here. Shoulders away from your ears, your spine's nice and long. Another little lift of the pelvic floor. Inhale, straighten up and let your arms come down. Beautiful. From where you are, turn to the front of the room. So, what foot is that? Left foot. Turn your left foot towards the front. Also turn your right foot towards the front a bit. Now, when you do this, you want them to be hip distance apart as well. Okay? So wide stance. I want your back heel to be lifted and your foot to be pretty well pointed forward. Got to balance, but you might need to step out a little bit wider is what I'm saying. Your foot's not going to be directly behind the other one. That's it. Now let your heel move towards the back of the room. Got it. Okay. If you're losing your balance, you probably just need to widen one foot or the other. Let's bring the arms up. And then exhale and bend the front knee. Very good. Draw your belly in. Try and lengthen up through your spine. Let your arms come out wide. We'll see how this goes. I would like you to turn your, this is the left foot, isn't it? Yes. Your right hand, so you're going to go opposite to me. Your right hand forward and your left hand back and look towards the left. Bit of a twist. And then come back to the front. Raise your arms up and step forward. Bring your arms down, keep everything in shape. You'll be enjoying relaxation. That's warrior one pose. Okay, so let's do the other side, which means we're going to step forward with the right foot. Do I have my right? Yeah, I did. I had my left foot forward, so I'm going to do the right. Okay, so it's a reasonable stance, wide stance. Toes pointing pretty well straight ahead. Try and still let your heel come towards the floor, but this again depends on your Achilles tendon. And then we're going to have our hips pointing forward as well. Inhale, the arms up. And then exhale to bend your front knee. Drawing in through your belly. Lengthening up. Let the arms come wide. This time the left arm swivels forward as the right moves back and the body turns towards the right. Rotate back to the front. Bring your arms up. Step forward. Release. Give everything a nice slow roll. Give everything a little bit of shape. Let's stand with our feet underneath our hips and our hands to the heart center. If you're happy to, you can close your eyes. If you feel like you'd like to, you can keep them open. Let's breathe in as if through the soles of the feet you bring the energy up through the body and out through the crown of the head. And then exhale, taking it back down. Three more times in your own time. Bringing the energy up on the inhale. Grounding yourself on the exhale. Once you're done, slowly releasing your hands down. And then we're going to take our bolsters and place them along the length of the mat, ready for your supported fish with a cushion onto the far end. And once you're ready there, just bring yourself down. Now, when you do this one, you might like to have the blanket on top of you, so maybe just have it nearby and I can whip around and help you out. We'll take a seat, just hopping down however it suits you to get there. So remembering that if you've got tightness in your lower back or any injuries, just move away from the bolster. Hold on to the bolster, chin to the chest. Your knees are bent at the moment. And then let the spine drape back over the bolster, bringing your head onto your head support. Let your arms come out to the side with the palms up. And then you can decide what you'd like to do with your legs. So you can leave them as they are. You could slide your legs away long, or you could have the soles of your feet together with the knees wide, possibly even crossing your legs. You just want to be able to relax as much as possible. If you feel like there's some kind of tension or you're having to hold yourself there, then have a think about how can I possibly make this a bit more comfortable? How could I let go a little more? So we'll take the breath on the inhale from the navel to the heart center. On the exhale, take it from the heart down to the navel. Just focus on our breath. Navel to heart, heart to navel. Nice, slow, relaxed breaths. Focusing on your own breath and the movement of the breath. From navel to heart center and back. Let's take 5 more breaths like this. Complete focus with the breath flowing from the navel to the heart and back. See if you can keep it with your breath for 5 breaths. Once you've completed your 5 breaths, slowly bend your knees back. Take yourself onto your right hand side. So just roll off the bolster onto your right side. Snuggle up, bringing the knees up to your chest. And then come up to seated. All right, so we're going to do the inversion now. And so you'll take your bolster across the mat. Have your cushion down near the side of your mat there, so when we're ready to go to relaxation, you can just take your stuff and be ready to go. So we'll sit in front of the bolster with your elbows onto the bolster, stepping the feet back towards your buttocks, bringing your chin to your chest, and then lift your hips and roll yourself over so you land on your shoulder blades or shoulders. Now, It's important when you get to this point that you readjust the bolster so it feels like it's in just the right space. It should be underneath your sacrum, which is the triangular shaped bone at the very base of the spine, and sort of just the lower part of your lower back. And then when you're ready, just bring your knees one by one up over your hips. And then take your legs up into the air one by one. So once you get there, you can have your legs up over your hips. You can take your arms out to the side, having the palms up. You might need to just give your cushion a little move maybe. Or you can bring your hands up above your head on the floor behind you with the palms up. And it is quite nice, if you like water, to imagine this as the waterfall pose. We have the waterfall flowing down through the legs into the pool of the body as it rushes down through the body, cleansing the body and letting go. So you can either use that visualization as you are here in your inversion. You can just be there with whatever thoughts may arise. Or you might like to do a 1 to 10 breath and then you repeat this. So the 1 to 10 breath is inhaling and counting the odd number. In this case, it would be 1. And then exhaling on the even number 2. We'll just carry on like this all the way to 10 or until your mind wanders off to something else. And once you realise, you start back at 1 again. Just awareness with your breath or with the waterfall visualisation. Or just whatever thoughts are coming your way, feeling your whole body relaxed into this posture. Just letting the breath be nice and smooth and slow. Let's take 5 more breaths here. Just feeling the slow flow of breath. once you've finished your 5 breaths, just bend your knees over your body. Let your feet come to the floor one by one. Slide your feet away if you wish to. And then we're going to move to relaxation. So let's lift up the hips, roll the bolster under your knees, head supports and cushions. Make yourself comfortable and warm. Feeling your whole body relaxed and symmetrical. Knowing that you've moved many of the joints and we've done some stretching and strengthening. Put lots of oxygen and energy into our bodies. Finishing off with relaxation in this posture is time for your body and mind to allow all of that to integrate. So you can take it off of the mat and into the world. So let's bring our awareness to the breath. Feeling the breath at the tip of the nostrils. Letting your breath purposely be nice and slow and relaxed. Giving yourself permission to let go of anything that doesn't serve you. Awareness of your own body, your own breath inside of this room. Awareness with the exact point of contact of your heels and the floor, and your buttocks and the floor. Shoulder blades and arms. And your head. A right leg from the toes up to the hip. Feel the sensations within your leg. Visualize your whole right leg. Let every cell completely relax. Now move across to the left leg, toes to the hip. Feel sensations within the leg. Visualize your leg and allow it to completely relax. Come now to your entire torso, from the pelvis all the way up to your shoulders. Feel any sensations within the torso. Visualizing the torso and allow it to completely relax. Let's come to the right arm, from the fingers up to the shoulder. The whole arm, sensations. Visualize the arm and let it completely relax. Come to the left arm, feeling sensations. Visualize your arm and let it relax. The whole head, face, scalp, brain, feeling sensations. Visualize the head and allow it to completely relax. Become aware of your whole body, feeling sensations within the entire body. Imagine that you're looking down on it from above. From underneath. From the right side and the left side. From above, the direction of your head. From beyond the soles of your feet. Just imagine that you're looking at your body from all of these angles all at once. And then start to take some really long, slow, deep breaths. And as you do, feel with each inhale that you're filling your body with positive healing energy. It's coming into every cell. And then letting anything drop away that you no longer need. Awareness with your body and your breath. Let's take 3 more long, slow breaths like this. Take a moment in this relaxed state to set yourself a positive intention going out of the room, and as you carry on with your life tonight and tomorrow and into the future. What is it that you want to take from the mat? Bring your awareness to your heart center. Start to feel as if you're smiling at your heart. The toes and your fingers start to have a little wriggle. And your head ease from side to side on your head support. And your shoulders have a little roll. Then just move your body however you feel like you want to move right now. A big stretch and yawn. And once you're done, roll onto your right side. Three things that you're grateful for. And then once you're done, bring yourself to a seated position. So let's take our hands to the heart center. We'll finish with the loving kindness prayer. So just let your hands flow like mine do with the movements as I say the words. All right, so let's inhale. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease in our lives. And may we be happy. Namaste. Thank you.